Hey, Dragon Slayers. Right now, my blood sugar is 85, and that's about 6 hours after my last meal. So, today's video is about something strange that I noticed about the FreeStyle Libre that I wish someone would have told me before because I was very confused. And then over the course of months and years of using it, I ended up discovering by accident what was going on. So, have you guys ever had oddly low numbers? So, let's say you're waking up, usually it happens as soon as you check your blood sugar after you've laid down. Sometimes it can be like mine got to like the 40s at once. And I was like, this doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, why is it so low? And then literally within a few minutes, maybe 5, 10 minutes, it would be like 90 plus or sometimes 120 plus. And I'm like, what is going on? I thought that there might be something faulty with the device. Well, the funny thing is that even though this thing is called a continuous glucose monitor, it doesn't actually measure your blood glucose. So, what it's measuring is something called interstitial fluid. So, interstitial fluid is the fluid between the blood vessels and cells containing nutrients from capillaries that are diffused by holding waste products discharged out by cells due to the metabolism. I know that's a bunch of fancy scientific jargon, but basically, it's the fluid between your blood vessels and your cells. It's not your actual blood sugar levels. So, the interstitial fluid can be off by about 15%. They say forwards or backwards. So if your monitor is reading 100, your blood sugar could be as low as 85. It could be as high as 115, right? So there's a 15% margin of error. And it also takes about 15 minutes. So your blood sugar will your interstitial fluid, what this is measuring, will lag behind what your blood sugar is doing about 15 minutes. And that's why you'll see these arrows that point up or like to the side or down. So up means that it's trending upwards. So straight up, it's trending up like super rapidly. It's being spiked right now. You don't want that. That's not good. When it's kind of in this position, right, it's trending up pretty quickly. When it's in this position, it means it's pretty neutral. When it's in this position, it's trending down, pretty quickly. And then when it's in this position, it's spiking downwards, right? Which is also not good. You never want this position or this position for the arrow on there. You want it to be, let me see, I don't know if the arrow pops up when it's, yeah, okay. You can see the little arrow. That's what you want. You want that arrow to always be facing either here, which is neutral, steady, stable, or slightly elevated after eating, or slightly de-elevated after exercise, right? So, and then it can also, you want this range. This is too much. This is not good either, right? You want it to stay here as much as possible and possibly a little bit here between eating exercise routine. So that's one way to know. Now, when I said those extremely low numbers, like in the 40s, because sometimes when I was fasting, I would have normal blood sugar in like the 68, 69 range, which is normal for fasting. And then I would like lay down for a little bit and I'd wake up and it's like 40 or 30, or like it would say low because I think the lowest it could read is 40, right? So anything below that, it just says low. And I was freaking out because I'm like, what's going on? Ah. So what's happening is it's pressure. I don't think I can simulate it on this video, but when you squeeze this spot, and I'm going to squeeze it for the next like 30 seconds or so and see if I can replicate it. But basically, it squeezes the interstitial fluid in the area and it gives you a false reading. So you saw at the start of this video, it was like 86 or so. And then I think I did it again. It was like 85 or 86. You guys saw whatever the number was. And when you lay on it, the physical pressure can cause it to read incorrectly. I've noticed this effect from laying down for, 30 plus minutes, sometimes hour plus at a time, or first waking up in the morning if I happen to be laying on that side. So I've never done this test before. We're gonna do it live on camera right now. Nope, didn't work. 87. So you've got to squeeze it pretty hard for a while, like body weight laying on it. But I just wanted to share that with you guys. Like, don't freak out. It's a strange little quirk of it. If you're a type 2 diabetic, don't freak out. If you're type 1 diabetic, always check your blood sugar. But type 2, if it's unusually low or you're on a fast, you've been laying down, know that it's probably that pressure being squeezed out and giving you a false negative. Well, that's what I've got for you guys today. And remember that together, you and I will slay the dreaded diabetes dragon.